So, if I had a student who was having trouble sorting shapes, so like having trouble moving on to that level 2 knowledge that they need, and they just weren't able to see any differences, they could tell they were different, but they didn't know how they were different. There's a variety of things I would do for the student. First, obviously, I would have them work in groups with other students, so that way they can see what the other students are doing and be like, okay, this is how they're sorting them. These are the identifiable differences with these shapes. And that may help, but sometimes students need a little bit more than just other pure encouragement. So then if I would give them maybe a list of the properties. That way they're not having to memorize the properties just from like things I've told them. They would have a list and they would kind of match them to the shapes. Like, okay, well, these all look the same. And then so I know what is the same about this though, and then they can kind of match them. So that would help them increase their knowledge on what the properties are, and that way that's just not like a guessing game for them when they're trying to sort shapes. And then another thing I would have them do is to map out the shape with the geoboard, because maybe they're just not able to just like visualize. I know they can see a picture of it, but they can't visualize what the actual shape would be like if they're like holding the shape. So I would have them like do it themselves, and then they could see like, oh, well, I had to do 3 sides to make a triangle. So those are the couple things I would do in order to help students be able to identify the properties in shapes and begin making those connections between shapes that are the same but like maybe different sizes or different colors, so they're not just looking at colors and things like that. They're looking at the actual properties of the shape.